Good morning, Central Texas. Welcome to Community Connections at 103.1, at KISS 103.1. I'm Phyllis Jones, your host for this morning. And I have two cool guests. They're cool because I know, well, one I just met. So he's still my friend and my family now too. He just doesn't understand that he now becomes part of my family unit, and that means a whole lot when he becomes part of the family unit. He doesn't know the rules yet, but he'll find out. Anyway, before I introduce them, there is something I need to talk about. Last Saturday in the city of Killeen, they closed the homeless shelter. So those people got an emergency evacuation. You got to go. We don't care where you go, but you got to get out of here. And most people and groups and organizations that do things in the community didn't have time to react. You found out on Monday that this group, that the group voted, the Friends in Crisis, said they ran out of money, but on Monday you found out they were closing Saturday. So there was no time for you to say, hey, anything. But my issue now is, all I keep seeing on Facebook is what we're going to do, what we're going to do, what we're going to do. Well, you know what? When people start saying what we're going to do, that means you don't have a plan, but you want to follow someone else's plan. Wrong. That's wrong. So I'm saying that every person who calls themselves a leader, because, some people name themselves as leaders and some people are actually leaders. If we are, then we shouldn't be saying, what are we going to be doing? We should say, this is what's going to happen, and this is where you need to play your part in at. That's what we need to be doing. Now, some people say, I don't know what to do. Well, it's not a fact. Just think, all of a sudden you're homeless, meaning you don't have a place to stay. You have no food, no water, no nothing. You're out there. So you know what? There's a couple of things we can do. We can do a community cookout and at a certain area that we know most likely where the homeless are, and we could do that. We can have food, clothes, toiletries. We can all come together and do that. It takes us all but a couple of days to do it. And if you're good at what you're getting everybody together, a few days, and we can have that done. Have we done that? No. We get into that. I don't have time. And I don't know what I don't have time is. I don't understand that word. And I don't. I do not understand I don't have time. Because if you got time to sit 10 minutes on Facebook, if you got time to talk trash with your buddies, your friends, your homegirls, your homeboys, while you doing all that, you got time to plan. We make time for what we want to do, and we don't have time for things that we don't want to do. And things that we should be doing right now is somebody should already have a date, time, and place done to say, we're going to be here, we're going to do this for the homeless. You can't say it doesn't affect you, because it does. You can't say people who look like me aren't homeless, because they are. And most of them are our children. And, I'm going to put it straight up blunt. I don't like seeing the homeless, but I hate seeing homeless children. I can kind of deal with a homeless adult. I can kind of deal with that. But I can't deal with a homeless child, and because they have to grow up, and they're learning the wrong side of life first. They're not learning the positive. So I don't know where we are. I don't know whether we're asleep. We don't care. We're going to close our eyes to not see it. But I don't know if you paid attention. But last week I'm driving around the city clean, and I see some people under the bridge on W.S. Young. I saw some people on the bridge at Tremere, under the bridge. And I'm like, whoa. So to me, they're letting us know, see me, see me. You can't not see me. Do you see me? And you know what we're saying? No, I don't see you. I got blinders on. I don't. So now, can I organize an event? Yes, I can. I'm very good at that. But why should I always be the one to organize? So I'm waiting for someone else to step up to say, hey, let's do this date, this time, and tell everybody to fall in. And we can. We know how. It's just that no one wants to be the first one to step up to the plate. Well, that's been, and I'll say those of us of color, it's always been our problem. We want to know who's going to step up to the plate because we're scared to do so. I don't know where we came from, and I don't know how we got this ideology that we need to wait for somebody. Whenever we wait for somebody, we always lose. And right now, our homeless people are wondering what we're going to do. Guess what we're doing? Nothing. We're talking to each other. Hey, did you see so-and-so under the bridge? Yeah, they like, we said it. We talked to people about it. We did. But that's all we did. That's all we said, So I think that we need to become a community the community, that we say we are, in this village we claim that we live in, and we really don't live in a village. We don't. We don't have the village mentality. You have the village process, but we're not doing what the village is supposed to do. And also, because the kids are in the wrong village. They need to go out and find a new village because we're not it. But we need to start showing and doing things as a community, caring about our community, and finding out what's going on, because you don't know, will you be the next to be homeless? You might say, I got this, I got that. You don't know what you don't know. You might be the next one. You don't know, but a relative of yours might be the next one. You go, wait a minute, hold on, you what? We don't know that. But we're not caring about that because we're busy doing something else. So I think we need to go back and reflect. All these lovely words we say about I care about people, I care about the kids, I care about this. I can say it all day long, but what are we actually doing? Because we have a homeless population that's growing. And to let you know how, and it's also a population that we don't understand. And to say this, we did a homeless event with Officer Kyle Moore when we were giving away things. And this lady, she was homeless, and she made an announcement. We could not understand her announcement, but she was happy, and she wanted us to clap for her mother coming here to stay with her. Okay, our brain cells didn't wrap around that because she's homeless. Now her and her mother are here homeless together. She thinks it's fantastic. And we were sitting there like, how could you think this was fantastic? You all are now both homeless. But to her thing was her and her mother were together. Okay, for her, that was a great deal. And we didn't say, oh my God, you're crazy. We just couldn't wrap our heads around the fact that you're happy your mother's here and y'all are both homeless together. So like I said, we didn't understand that ideology, but she did. And, I don't think that that's the kind of ideology we want people to have. So let's stop Facebook and what you're going to do. Let's stop instant messaging what we're going to do. Let's stop the what's. Let's just say, this is what we're going to do. This is when, this is where, this is how. Okay, so that's my soapbox. And my guests here, they got to take it because they're both leaders of the community, too. So, I was talking about them also. So, and unfortunately, every now and then we have to say, "Ouch." We do. Every now and then somebody has to step on your toe, and you got to say, "Ouch," and okay, fine. I was thinking about it, but I wasn't leading in that direction. Well, sometimes we need to regroup our direction and do what we need to do. All right. So my guest here this morning, I met one of them a couple of years ago. I met him. A coworker of mine when she was here, she belonged to the organization. And when she first told me about it, I looked at her like she was crazy. Because I had never heard of Look. And I'm just going to say Look for right now because to have you trying to figure out what the heck I'm talking about. But I had never heard of Look. And I thought I knew about all the organizations of people of color. Who I did. I thought I did. And then when she told me about Look, I was like, so where'd they come from? I did. She said they came from Liberia. No, that's not the question. Where they came from. Why we don't know who they are. Why no one's ever came to any of our events and said, hey, you know what, I'm here to represent Boom, or I'm from. She said, I don't know. I'm like, okay, it's not good enough for me. And it wasn't good enough for me. She invited me to an event, and I in turn met Raymond Carter, who's here this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I met him, and we talked about a couple of things that they were doing and going on. And I went to a couple of things that they were doing. I also remember the soccer game they had a couple of years ago. It was really cool because I am not a sports fan at all. I detest sports 100%. It's a personal reason, but I did come to the soccer thing because I used to play soccer in high school. Well, I played, so it was really cool to come, and it was nice to know that you all are here. And now I meet the president of LAVA, and I'm not gonna tell y'all what this means yet, but he's Calvin. This is my first time meeting you, so good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
So you're not part of my family.
Maybe before the end of the day, I'll be part of the family.
You are. You blew it. You came here.
Okay. Thank you.
So, and what I mean by part of the family is, I want us to be a unit of one. I want us to be able to say, hey, you know what? This is going on. Let's see what we can all come together and sit down and do. That's the only way we solve issues. And we need to quit being friends. We need to become family. Friends. There are those other people sometimes that I could call this friend for this, but not for that. But your family, you can call them for anything. So what I mean by family is that we all come together when we need to do what we need to do, without why or whatever. We just show up, and so also said be here at 3, so I'm here. You know, and we do what we need to do. So that's what I mean by welcome to the family.
Thank you again.
Okay, so Raymond, excuse me, dang. Raymond, what does LOOK stand for?
Look, Liberian Association of Killeen.
Okay, and when did it start?
Ooh. Probably about 10 years ago.
In Killeen?
Yes.
Wow. Why?
Well, we Liberian live in this place, you know, and a lot of Liberians in the military, they come through. And when they come through, we know how it is when you come to a strange area, because we Liberian, we love certain food, we love certain area to hang out. And if you come to a strange area and you don't know the area, you don't know anybody, it's kind of hard. So that's when we decided to form this association, the organization. So when people come through, soldiers, they come up, hang out with us. We can show them where to go and buy food, where to hang up, you know, where would be the right area, who to hang to make yourself feel comfortable, because sometimes the job is stressful. Right. So you need somewhere after job, you can talk to somebody and you can hang out and do some good stuff, positive stuff. So that's when we came together and formed the organization. And it's been going since then. Sometimes we go low and sometimes we go high up, you know. It's just, but it's here. Okay, so I'm going to take the analogy you just used and use it another way. Okay, I'm a devout 100% Yankee, right? Okay. Total 100%. So you should also realize that for me coming to Texas was a culture shock. One, they eat food that I have no clue what it is. Yes. Okay. Much is what you're going to say. They eat food here that I didn't know what it is. It took me a couple of years to figure out what a kiddo was, because I was trying to figure out how do you put more letters into a word that already has 3. So I didn't know what a kiddo was. I had to find that out. Didn't know the places to go. I had to figure that out. I didn't know Texas was, to me, I didn't know Texas was so backwards in politics till I got here and get to know. So the same thing you experience, except for and the language. Yeah, there's a language barrier between here and me being from Detroit. Okay. Because they have words that I had to figure out what they meant. Okay, so the same thing you experience coming from they're here. The same thing we experience coming from north to south. Because you know, I don't know if you know, but north we're not taught positive things about the south. Yeah, that's true. We're not. We consider that we have a whole new mindset, and coming here was a shock. Okay. Even though we're in the same country, but it was a shock. But anyway, so what does LOOK do? What do you do? Oh, like I said earlier, we have besides the soldiers thing, we have meeting. We have time when we have entertainment for our kids, right? Especially school closing, school open, big activities like Christmas, holidays, big holidays, birthday parties, graduation. So we go and support the family. It's like a family thing, right? Not just the not just the enjoyment part, but true bereave. Somebody died, somebody have a new baby. We go there, comfort them or celebrate with them. And in our weak way, it's not like getting into your personal business, but we just there to, keep let you know that you got somebody that you can call on. Like if you're driving down the street and you got a flat tire, you can, if you can't call somebody, you can post on LOOK website. Right. And somebody gonna come up there and help you. So those are some of the things that we do, but we don't really do politics and things. We just keep it in our family like stuff. That's LOOK stuff. Okay, now you okay, hold up. Politics part. One, I'm a political junkie. I am only because if politics rules our life. Politics tell you when you're going to get up, when you're going to work, and when you're not going to go to work, where you're going to work, where you're not, how much you're going to make. It dictates your entire life. It does. Yes. We, unfortunately, as a people, will say we don't need it. When in actuality, we do. We'll say it doesn't affect us, but if you live here, it does.
So we develop, some of us do develop the mindset is I don't need. Well, it's kind of hard to say I don't. Now people might say it's not my thing, and I agree with that. It's not everybody's thing. I am the political junkie because I am the activist one. I don't like what you're saying and what you're doing, so I'm coming after you to do it, and that's me. So I think that not that we need to be junkies on politics, we don't, but we need to study to find out what can harm our people.
Oh no, but when I say we don't do politics, and we not like deep into politics. That's what I'm talking about. Like for voting and thing, we encourage people to vote. Like this going election, I call most of them or some member or text them, hey guys, you're gonna vote. Even if we're sitting in a gathering, say, hey, who was registered to vote? You know, we do that. But I'm just saying, well, deep down in
like
politics, that's what I was talking about. Like especially voting the recent city council, I voted, and I encouraged some people to vote. I don't know if they did or not, but I still talk to them to go and vote.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to switch a bit and talk to Calvin. I'm coming back. Don't think you, wait a minute. Because there's an upcoming event that you're going to talk about.
Yes.
Okay. What does lava mean, Calvin?
Good morning, friends in Radio Land. Again, my name is Calvin Jackson, and I'm the president for the Liberian American Veteran Association. Basically, it's called LAVA for short, and this organization was founded in 2007 with a group of military professionals that were deployed in Afghanistan. So the idea started as such that being in Afghanistan, you don't eat the kind of Liberian food that you're supposed to eat. You don't meet regularly as Liberians. So the few Liberians that were there thought it was to say, hey, I think this is a learning environment for us to share with our brothers to follow. And that's how the idea started. And since 2007, LAVA has been doing very well. We have branches in Minnesota, in Texas, in Kentucky, and our national leadership. I will not do him well if I don't mention him. Major Parker, he's the president for LAVA USA, and LAVA USA composed of the 6 branches of the military. So, and also retire, active, reserve, and so on. Coming down to Texas, being the head of the Texas chapter, we work with partnership with LOC, which is the Liberian Organization here. We also partnership with the Health Center in Killeen. That is every year we celebrate Thanksgiving, so we have something called a Thanksgiving basket. The Thanksgiving basket where we just collect funds among ourselves and then use those funds. Like last Thanksgiving, we were able to collect like 50 baskets, and that is the complete basket with everything, the chicken, the turkey, and everything. And then we were at a help center where we donated those things to the homeless vet. And then we also partnership with the veteran of foreign war. We also give our time. And when they have some activities ongoing in the community and they need volunteer, they have our contact. We go there, give 8 hours, 10 hours of our time. So basically, that's what we have been doing at the level of Texas. And partnershiping with LOC, they have this back to school program where they buy backpacks for the kids, school supplies. We say, hey, look, we here with you. So last year we partnership with them, and we were able to supply those things to the kids. And then at the national level, LAVA also support less fortunate kids. Right now we are supporting 30 kids in Liberia. So what we do is, again, we collect funds among ourselves, and those 30 kids are in Liberia. So, and those 30 kids are in 3 schools. We collect those funds and on a yearly basis send it back to them. And the kids that are being supported, some of them parents were affected by the Ebola virus, and some of them are homeless. So this year we have an upcoming ball. We use the ball for fundraising.
Okay.
So the ball going to be at the Texas chapter going to be hosting the ball. It's going to be September 7th, and it's going to be at the Belton Expo Center.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever income we get from the ball going to be used to sponsor these 30 kids and our upcoming Thanksgiving basket and other activities that we have ongoing in the community.
So are you all collecting books?
Yes, we do collect books too, ma'am.
Good. I have books to give.
Sure.
I have more children's books than children do.
Okay. we will be willing to take it.
Yeah, I have more books.
Clothes, whatever you can help with.
Yes.
We will appreciate it.
Yeah, I have books. Yeah, like I said, I have more. I work at elementary school, so I guess I would. But yeah, I have more books than kids have books. Okay, you know what? There's a group that you two missed, and you might not know that we exist. I'm on the Bell County Child Welfare Board. The kids that we support are those that are in foster care, and those are in kinship. And for what we do for them is for Christmas, they have a wish list, and we support their wish list. You'd be surprised at the number. We, as a people of color, outnumber us and Hispanics, outnumber all the kids that are in foster care and kinship. And we do what we need to do to support them because they are still our kids. They are kids that we didn't know. Like I said, we didn't know that. Most people look, you have what? Yes. A lot of our military families, whose kids get taken away, we deal with them. And interesting that you said this lady, last week, her kids got taken away. I got to find out where she's from. She sent a letter, a complaint letter about her kids being taken, and she's disagreeing with it. I know she's not from the United States because the language she used in her letter is her English wasn't straight. You know, I know she looks like, I know she's African American or African or whatever. I know she's in there. You know, but I need to find out exactly where she's from because, like I said, her language is. I'm like, okay, she's not.
I think I heard this story yesterday, and I think I might know her.
Okay, so, but we need. That's what I'm saying. So, at a point, we need to. You know what I mean?
Yes.
At a point, there's a point where sometimes we need to connect and go, okay, listen, can you let this person know the letter that they need to write needs to be a little.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We need to fix the letter because I understood what she was saying. After I read the letter a few times, but and we're not the ones who should get a letter because we take care of the kids. Okay. We have nothing to do with your kids being taken. We take care of your kids once they get there because we need to make sure that kid has the right. And what we have is a rainbow room. Inside of our rainbow room is everything a child needs from birth to 17. I mean everything you could think of that child could need, we have in there. Including toys. We have everything in there, and we get donations from the community. Christmas, we do their list. I usually make sure I call a different organization, say, listen, can you take a kid or two, and this is their wish list, and utilize it, and whatever you need to do with it. But like her, and I was telling you, you might know her, but yeah, we need to come together sometimes and say, hey, listen, this is how the system works. This is what goes on, because from her letter, I know she has no clue how the system works. You know what I mean? I know she does. I'm like, this lady has no clue how the system works, but I can't reach her because she left no way to reach her. She just, you know. So at that point, I need to say, okay, let me call because we need to find out who she is, and we need to give her some help because somewhere in there she's lost, and it's fine. Not fine that she's lost. I'm glad she reached out because now we need to learn to reach back. Yeah. And if you know who that person is, then you can assist. You see what I mean? That's when you come in to say, oh, you know what? Okay, I know who this is, and you know we can all sit down and talk and help fix the situation. Because if we don't, then it continues to go bad, and you have a parent that's totally confused because they're not understanding. Not that they're ignorant of the law, because it's just that they don't know. You know, because if I come to your house, Calvin, tomorrow and take your kids, you know, you're like, well, wait a minute, hold on, wait. You're in a nightmare world because you don't understand what happened. They took them, but your next step, you be sitting there. So what I got to do? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and your next steps could be I'll be wrong.
That's true.
You know, so we need to know that we can reach people to say, hey, listen, do you know who this is? Do you whatever? So we can fix this. And that's why I said at times we need to all collectively work together.
instead of we all working separate. Because, since you might know, okay, I got the knowledge to tell her, this is what you need to be doing. You know, this is the letter you sent need to be destroyed. Let's throw it away. Let's get rid of it. The school that you're going after, don't go after the school. Because at the school, if I see marks on your child, I'm not going, listen, Mr. Calvin, how do you keep, no, I'm not going to do that. I've got to do what I've got to do. So we need to educate so that we know how to do things. So when something like that happens, you know what your next step is. And an anger letter is not your next step. Action is your next step and how we can do it. So that's when I was saying that we need to know who we all are so that when something like this happens, we can go to it. Like I say, Raymond, you know what? Lady's whole name lets me know where she's from. Not exactly where she's from, but I know she's not from here because of her name. Her name lets me know that. But that's all it does.
Yeah, I think that's something that you raised and it has not been our attention, and which is very good, because I had a similar situation like recently with one of my colleagues, and again, some of the challenges that we face as Liberians or African is like our accent. So sometimes people don't understand, or we misinterpret it.
Right.
The way people say things, and they too maybe misunderstand the way we say things.
Right.
So like quite recently, one of the neighbors had a situation where the 6-year-old went to school, and then they have a 3-year-old at home and a 13-year-old at school also. So they had like a babysitter taking care of the 3-year-old, okay? But that morning when the 6-year-old was going to school, she thought the babysitter had left her 3-year-old at home. So when she went directly to her social worker. Hey, I have my little brother at home and he's home alone.
Oh my.
So now the social worker at school, they didn't call the parent, they didn't understand, and then went straight at home.
Yes.
Went at home, nobody at home, but there's a camera at home. So long story short, they rang at the door, nobody couldn't answer. The next thing, they called the police.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when they called the police, by then she was able to see the police on the door camera and answer and say, hey, I'm with my kid. Here's the kid. So that alone, if you don't understand, like most of us don't understand like how to get away with some of these things, how to understand the law. That's where we come in as an organization, like you say. And you know, like, hey, all right, even if you receive this communication, it's not always about your record. Sometimes it's about the child safety. It's not going to harm you, and that's where we come together as a community to help. Yeah. So that was a good point.
Yeah, so that's my one thing. I was talking to Raymond, saying I understand that as groups we need to do things separately sometimes, and we actually do because of what we do and why we do it. But then we need to sometimes realize that we need to call each other and go, hey, we're not understanding this right here, or hey, we got the same issue, so we don't need to walk down the path in the Y. You know, we need to walk down the path in the I together. So that, because if I see you divided, then I can keep you that way.
That's true.
You know, if I see you, I can keep you that way. But if I see you all together, I'm like, oh shoot. Okay, wait a minute. They're all together. Yes. And the language barrier to me is not a barrier. My language barrier is people from the South. Because they say words that I don't know. Children, I didn't know what a children was. I denied having those things. Until this lady saw me. She said, who are these? I said, these are my children. She said, that's what I asked you. And I went back. I'm thinking, no, you did. You did. I said, what did you say? She said, did you have any children? Oh. I said, but the word is children. But she asked me that, and I was like, I don't have none of those, because whatever that was, you couldn't have any of them. You know, so... So the barrier of from other areas, I can get that, but it's some of the words, I don't get them at all. But yes, we need to come together and start talking. Yeah. Okay, so Raymond, there's an event coming up June 1st.
Yes. Well, before I say this, I just want to say thanks for what are you doing for the community.
Hey.
Yes, for publicity and everything that you do, and
you're welcome.
Pray that you continue doing it, and we try to help. Yes. The next week, June 1st, is the Liberian Family Day. It's like mainly introducing the summer and fall, and it's the first of a lot of activities that we're going to be having this year. Okay. You know, like we Africans, winter is terrible. The cold, you know, so everybody stay at home, keep home, you know, kids go, and it's school time too, so every family. So right now school closing and summer is coming, so now we're gonna family start to come out. So this is the first one. We just family coming out, visitor coming, and we're just gonna hang out together, kids play games,
right?
Adult chat one another, you know, give more information about the activities that are coming up, the lava ball, and some people that don't know anything about Liberia, you know, can come up there and we can, you know, give their history, and so you can know and some of the games, some of the food that we eat and things, so you can taste some Liberian food and just have fun. So it's like summer introduction.
So where activities? So everybody can come.
Yeah, anybody.
So where and what time?
It's going to be at the Condo Park, June 1st. It's going to start out. Actually, it's a day activity. Starting in the morning first, we're going to do a family hiking. So, you know, if you can hike, put on your shoes and come up. Our brother, Still Simply, he's running this. He in charge of this hiking. So he's going to post the information on the lava page. And we're going to post it on Facebook also. Okay. And then after the hiking, everybody can go home, relax, stretch their bones a little bit, and come up by 5 o'clock in the evening. Okay. At the Corner Park. We're going to have everything up there. You come up and have some fun, get to know one another.
Cool. That'd be fun. Because that'll break some of the, what you want to call it, that breaks up some of the separate, because I don't like that we have island people here, African Americans here, and people from Africa here. Yes. That drives me up the wall. Yes. It does. I think it should be whoosh. It should be one. It should be one, because for one, we all came from the same place. Yeah. You know, so we just got different areas and different places, but we all came from the same place. So we need to brew it. But I'm glad you're doing it. So everybody can come. Anybody. Do we need to bring anything? Can we bring anything? What do we do?
So just to add on to what local president said, again, we're going to partnership with them. Okay. On that day. So everybody can come. Basically, we're going to pay more attention to the kids. More attention in a sense that the drinks will be free. The food will be free for the kids. And then, like he was saying, we're going to have some African food. It will be sold, but at a reasonable cost. Mm-hmm. So other people can experience our African culture and the way we cook. So some of the guests are going to be there. We're going to have a representative from the city of Killeen, mm-hmm. And other organizations that have confirmed that they're going to be there. So it's an open event. We encourage everybody out there, African, non-African, people who you work with, you can encourage them to come. Like my colleague was saying, it's just an opportunity to get to know each other and to start a new page where we're going to be united and moving forward.